In fact, researchers have identified a daily habit practiced by some of the strongest seniors people in their 70s and 80s who move, lift, and live like they're still in their 40s. And it's surprisingly simple. You won't need a gym membership, expensive supplements, or complex routines. Backed by studies from institutions like the Mayo Clinic and Harvard Medical School, this habit has been proven to help older adults rebuild muscle, improve balance, and regain independence. And in this video, you'll learn exactly what it is, why it works, and how you can start using it today to take back control of your strength and mobility. Habit number 7. Hormetic stress, controlled discomfort that builds strength. One of the most surprising habits shared by exceptionally strong seniors is something that may sound a little strange. At first, they purposely expose themselves to mild, short-term stress. Not emotional stress, but physical challenges that are just enough to activate their body's natural defense systems. This concept is called hormetic stress. And while it may sound technical, the idea is simple. Small doses of certain stressors, like brief cold exposure or heat, can actually strengthen your body at the cellular level. For example, ending your shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water or taking a short walk outside in chilly weather activates brown fat, which helps regulate body temperature and boosts metabolism. But more importantly, it signals your muscles to preserve energy and resist atrophy. Studies from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging have shown that these mild stressors can stimulate the release of cellular repair proteins, enhance mitochondrial function, and help maintain muscle mass even into your 80s. On the flip side, relaxing in a sauna or warm bath can trigger heat shock proteins, which repair damaged muscle tissue and protect against breakdown. In a Finnish study, seniors who used saunas 4 to 7 times per week had up to 40% less muscle loss than those who didn't. Another form of hormetic stress. Intermittent fasting. When practiced safely, narrowing your eating window to 8 to 10 hours a day can improve muscle quality by promoting a process called autophagy, your body's internal cleanup system. Research from the Salk Institute found that seniors who practiced time-restricted eating showed a 10% improvement in mitochondrial activity within just 12 weeks. Finally, muscle contraction itself can act as a powerful stressor when done correctly. Superagers often use a technique called overcoming isometrics, pushing or pulling against an immovable object with maximum effort for just 5 to 10 seconds. These micro-efforts send a clear signal to the body: keep this muscle strong. And because they're joint-friendly, they're especially useful for older adults who want to build strength without risking injury. The key with hormetic stress is balance. You don't need long ice baths or intense fasting. What matters is consistency and moderation. Gentle challenges spaced out with time to recover can activate longevity genes and keep your muscles alert, adaptable, and resilient. As the old saying goes, what doesn't overwhelm you makes you stronger. Habit number 6. Protein timing. When you eat matters more than you think. Most people know that protein is essential for maintaining muscle, but what many seniors don't realize is that when you eat, your protein can be just as important as how much you eat. This concept is called protein timing, and it plays a major role in reversing the gradual muscle loss that comes with aging. As we get older, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing and using protein, a process known as anabolic resistance. That means even if you're eating enough protein throughout the day, your muscles may not be getting the full benefit if it's all consumed at once, especially during dinner. Unfortunately, this is the most common pattern among seniors: light breakfast, small lunch, then a large, protein-heavy dinner. It feels normal, but for your muscles, it's a missed opportunity. Here's why timing matters. After you eat a meal containing high-quality protein, your body enters a muscle-building window that lasts about 3 to 4 hours. During that time, amino acids from the protein are actively used to repair and grow muscle tissue. But if there's no protein during breakfast or lunch, your body spends most of the day in a low-synthesis state. By the time dinner comes around, it can't fully make up for the deficit. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who spread their protein intake evenly around 25 to 30 grams per meal built 25% more muscle over 12 weeks compared to those who ate the same total amount but packed it all into one meal. That's a big difference, and it didn't require more food, just smarter timing. So what does an ideal day look like? For breakfast, skip the toast or cereal and go for 2 eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. That's an easy 25 grams right there. At lunch, include grilled chicken beans, cottage cheese, or lentils. Then at dinner, lean meat, fish, tofu, or tempeh round things out. One common question is, can I get all this without supplements? Absolutely. While protein powders can help, they're not required. Real whole foods work just as well and often better for digestion and satiety. Just remember, it's not about eating more. It's about eating smart, fueling your muscles steadily throughout the day, so they can grow stronger, not weaker with age. Habit number 5. Vitamin D optimization, the overlooked muscle vitamin. You've probably heard that vitamin D is important for your bones, but did you know it also plays a powerful role in building and preserving your muscles? In fact, many researchers now refer to it as the muscle vitamin, and yet over 80% of adults over 60 are either deficient or severely low in this vital nutrient. Here's what makes vitamin D so important. Your muscle cells have specific receptors designed to receive signals from vitamin D. When your body has enough of it, those signals tell the muscle fibers to grow, repair, and stay strong. But when you're deficient, those signals weaken, and so do your muscles. A major study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors with optimal levels of vitamin D had 25% greater muscle strength, faster reaction times, and significantly better balance than those who were low. And these weren't athletes, they were everyday people who simply had enough vitamin D in their blood. So, what's the target? Doctors define deficiency as levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter. But to support muscle health and fall prevention, most experts recommend keeping your level above 40 ml. That's the sweet spot seen in healthy, independent superagers. Sunlight is one way to get vitamin D, but here's the catch: as we age, our skin loses about 50% of its ability to produce it, even with sun exposure. That's why diet and supplementation become essential. The best food sources include fatty fish like salmon or sardines, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products. But in most cases, seniors need a daily supplement of 2,000 to 4,000 IU depending on their current levels. It's always a good idea to get a simple blood test first, so you know exactly where you stand. And here's something most people overlook. Vitamin K2. It works hand in hand with vitamin D to guide calcium into your bones and away from your arteries. Without it, high doses of vitamin D may increase the risk of calcification in the wrong places. That's why fermented foods like natto sauerkraut or grass-fed cheese are excellent additions to your routine. If you want to protect your strength, independence, and mobility, optimizing your vitamin D levels may be one of the simplest and most impactful habits you can start today. Habit number 4. Inflammation management. Quiet the fire that weakens your muscles. If you've ever felt sore for no reason, tired even after a good night's sleep, or just slower to recover than before, there's a good chance chronic inflammation is at play. And for seniors, it's one of the most overlooked causes of muscle loss. This slow-burning internal fire even has a name in the scientific community: inflammaging low-grade inflammation that accelerates aging and chips away at muscle strength. You see, when inflammation becomes chronic, your body starts breaking down muscle protein faster than it can rebuild it. It also interferes with the very signals your muscles rely on to grow stronger in response to exercise or protein intake. A study from Tufts University found that older adults with the highest inflammation levels lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with low levels, regardless of how much they exercised or what they ate. So how do strong seniors fight back? First, they prioritize quality sleep. Poor sleep increases inflammatory cytokines by up to 40%. Superagers tend to stick to a consistent bedtime routine, and sleep in complete darkness, no TVs, no nightlights, no blinking electronics. A calm, quiet sleep environment does wonders for recovery and inflammation control. Second, they nurture gut health. That's right, your digestive system plays a central role in regulating inflammation. As we age, the balance of gut bacteria can shift in the wrong direction, leading to systemic inflammation. The strongest seniors eat a wide variety of plant-based foods, 30 or more different types each week, along with fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut, to feed good bacteria and support a healthy microbiome. Third, they avoid overexercising. While movement is essential, too much intensity too often can backfire and fuel inflammation. Superagers tend to move daily at a moderate pace, adding short bursts of higher intensity just once or twice a week. This keeps the body active without tipping it into overload. Finally, they fuel their bodies with anti-inflammatory nutrients. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish or supplements help calm inflammation and protect muscle cells. Turmeric berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil are staples in their diets. A University of California study showed that these dietary choices could reduce inflammatory markers by nearly 30% in just 12 weeks. Want to know where you stand? Ask your doctor for a blood test measuring high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, HSCRP. While the average senior may score 3 to 5 mg, superagers typically keep theirs under 1.0 mg. Managing inflammation isn't about perfection. It's about building small, consistent habits that cool the fire from the inside out, giving your muscles the calm environment they need to stay strong. Habit number 3. Micronutrient strategy. Small nutrients, big impact on muscle strength. When we think about building muscle, most people focus on the big players: protein, carbs, and fat. But what often gets overlooked are the micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals that quietly make everything else work. Without them, your muscles simply can't respond to exercise or nutrition, no matter how much effort you put in. One of the most critical but underappreciated minerals is magnesium. Often called the forgotten electrolyte, magnesium is essential for over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, many of which directly affect muscle contraction, energy production, and recovery. Unfortunately, studies show that more than 70% of older adults are deficient. A 2021 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with optimal magnesium levels had 30% stronger grip strength and performed significantly better in balance and mobility tests. Another unsung hero is creatine, a compound often associated with bodybuilders, but incredibly effective for aging adults too. In fact, research from McMaster University revealed that older adults who added just 3 to 5 grams of creatine daily experienced greater improvements in muscle mass strength and even cognitive function than those who exercised without it. It's not a steroid. It's a naturally occurring substance that helps your muscles store energy more efficiently. Then there's vitamin B12, particularly its active methylated form, methylcobalamin. As we age, stomach acid production declines, which makes it harder to absorb B12 from food. To make matters worse, common medications like metformin and proton pump inhibitors can deplete it even further. B12 is crucial for energy metabolism and nerve health. Low levels can contribute to fatigue, weakness, and even muscle coordination issues. Let's not forget the trace minerals zinc, selenium, and chromium. These support insulin sensitivity, protein synthesis, and the transport of nutrients to your muscles. A long-term study from Tufts University found that seniors with optimal levels of these micronutrients maintained 22% more muscle mass over 5 years compared to those who were deficient. So how do strong seniors stay ahead? First, they get tested. A comprehensive micronutrient panel can help identify specific deficiencies. Second, they supplement strategically, not blindly. Instead of generic multivitamins, they focus on high-quality bioavailable forms like magnesium, glycinate, methylcobalamin, B12, and creatine monohydrate. And third, they eat intentionally dark, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, oily fish eggs, and fermented foods make regular appearances on their plate. Micronutrients may be small, but their impact on muscle strength, energy, and independence is massive. Think of them as the spark plugs in your engine. Without them, nothing fires properly, no matter how much fuel you put in. Habit number 2. Neuromuscular connection. Rewire your brain to move like you used to. Most people assume that muscle loss is purely physical, that once the tissue fades, it's gone. But here's a surprising truth. Many cases of age-related weakness aren't just about the muscle fibers themselves. They're about the connection between your brain and your body, a system called the neuromuscular junction. Think of it like a power outlet. Your brain is the electrical source, and your muscles are the appliances. If the connection frays, it doesn't matter how strong the current is, the signal doesn't reach the muscles. And after age 60, this connection can start to degrade faster than we realize. But here's the good news. Research from the University of Michigan and Columbia University shows that these connections can be preserved and even repaired with the right habits. The first method, coordination-based movement. Activities that require timing, balance, and brain engagement like Tai Chi dancing, ping pong, or tennis have been shown to stimulate brain-to-muscle pathways more effectively than basic walking or repetitive strength training. In one 2020 study, older adults who practiced coordination-demanding exercises twice a week preserved 31% more neuromuscular connection than those who didn't. The second method, targeted brain nutrients and compounds that protect nerve-muscle communication. Supplements like alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine have been found to reduce oxidative damage to nerve cells. Certain B1 derivatives, such as benphotiamine, help boost levels of acetylcholine, the key neurotransmitter that tells your muscles to contract. The third method, vagus nerve stimulation through breathwork. Superagers often practice simple techniques like box breathing, inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Just 5 minutes a day can improve neural tone and sharpen muscle activation by up to 15%. And finally, mental engagement plays a powerful role. Cognitive activities like puzzles, memory games, and even learning new skills when combined with light movement help keep neuromuscular circuits alive. In one Columbia study, seniors who regularly challenged their minds had better muscle coordination and mobility than peers who didn't, even if their physical strength was the same. So the next time you take a walk, try adding a layer of thought. Count your steps backward, shift your pace walk in figure eights. These little brain muscle drills can go a long way in preserving your body's ability to move confidently and respond quickly. Because sometimes, it's not that your muscles are too weak, it's that they've lost their connection to the command center. Restore the link, and you restore the strength. Habit number 1, progressive resistance training, the number 1 anti-aging habit for stronger muscles. After 60. If there's one habit that stands above the rest, it's this progressive resistance training. It's the single most powerful tool known to science for reversing muscle loss, restoring strength, and improving quality of life after 60. In fact, experts at Tufts University have gone so far as to call it the most effective anti-aging intervention ever studied. But let's be clear, this isn't about lifting heavy weights at the gym or doing anything unsafe. Progressive resistance simply means gradually increasing the challenge placed on your muscles over time, whether that's with body weight movements, light, dumbbells, resistance bands, or even household objects. Why does this matter? Because muscles operate on a very simple principle: use it or lose it. If you're not challenging them, they're shrinking. But if you progressively nudge them beyond their comfort zone even slightly, they respond by getting stronger, more resilient, and more active in your daily life. A groundbreaking study from the University of Alabama found that seniors who followed a 12-week resistance training program increased their strength by 35% and gained over 3 pounds of lean muscle without changing their diet. They also improved bone density, blood sugar control, and even cognitive performance. So what do superagers do differently? First, they focus on compound movements, exercises that use multiple muscle groups at once. Modified squats, rows, push-ups, and deadlifts can all be adapted for older adults. These exercises produce a stronger hormonal response and work the body in ways that reflect real-life movement. Second, they apply the principle of progressive overload. That means increasing the difficulty slightly over time, more reps, a bit more resistance, or slower, more controlled movements. Without this step, progress plateaus and muscles stop responding. Third, they pay attention to the eccentric phase, the lowering part of a movement. Lowering a weight slowly puts more stress on the muscle in a joint-friendly way. This technique has been shown to be especially effective for older adults, helping them build strength while protecting tendons and joints. And finally, they respect recovery. Muscles don't grow while you're exercising, they grow while you're resting. 2 or 3 sessions a week, each around 30 minutes, is often all it takes. One of the most common myths is that resistance training is dangerous or too intense for older adults. But the real danger lies in not doing it. Inactivity leads to frailty, falls, and loss of independence far faster than aging alone. Resistance training is how you fight back safely, effectively, and at your own pace. So if you only adopt one habit from this entire video, make it this one. Because nothing protects your independence, confidence, and vitality like strong, capable muscles that you've earned one rep at a time. Now that you've seen the 7 habits that set apart the strongest 80-year-olds from their peers, the question is, where do you start? Here's the truth. You don't need to do everything at once. The beauty of muscle recovery is that it responds even to small changes. What matters most is consistency and the willingness to start. So here's a simple roadmap to guide you. Week 1, fix your protein timing. Start with breakfast. Replace toast or cereal with 25 to 30 grams of quality protein eggs. Greek yogurt, a protein smoothie. Space your meals every 4 hours and repeat the same approach at lunch and dinner. Week 2, add cold exposure. End your morning shower with just 30 seconds of cold water. Do that 3 times this week, or take a 10-minute walk in slightly chilly weather without bundling up. These tiny doses of hormetic stress build muscle resilience and ignite your mitochondria. Week 3, start light resistance training. Pick 3 basic movements, squats, wall push-ups, and rows with a resistance band. Aim for 2 sessions this week, no longer than 30 minutes. Focus on slow, controlled movements and good form, not intensity. Every small choice you make builds momentum. Even in your 70s or 80s, your body is still listening to what you ask of it. The science is clear: muscles can grow, strength can return, and independence can be rebuilt one habit, one day at a time. And don't be discouraged if progress feels slow. That's normal. What matters is showing up. A slight increase in grip strength, getting up from a chair more easily, or feeling steadier on your feet, those are huge wins. Celebrate them. Because with each step you take, you're not just restoring muscle. You're reclaiming confidence, stability, and freedom. The kind of freedom that lets you chase your grandkids, carry your groceries, or simply walk without fear. You've got this. Your muscles haven't given up on you, and neither should you. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these habits do you already practice, or which one do you feel inspired to start with today? Maybe it's fixing your protein timing. Maybe it's finally giving resistance training a shot. Or maybe it's simply adding 5 minutes of coordinated movement to your mornings. Whatever it is, share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could be the spark that helps someone else regain their strength, stay independent, or take the very first step toward a healthier future. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're building a community here, one that believes in strong bodies, sharp minds, and second chances no matter the age. And if this helped you, consider sharing it with a friend or loved one who might be struggling with mobility or muscle loss. Let's help more people stay strong, feel capable, and live fully. You're stronger than you think, and every day is a chance to prove it. One habit at a time.